The most beautiful places on Earth aren't discovered anymore. They're dreamed. And every morning, people check which dream just opened its doors. Remember the last dream you truly wanted to go back to. Maybe it was a place no map has ever captured, a coastline where the light felt alive, a forest that made perfect sense while you were inside it, even though nothing about it could exist in the real world. Then you woke up. Before the day had even begun, it was already slipping away. We've accepted this for as long as anyone can remember. Every night, our minds create places no one else has ever seen. Entire worlds appear, feel completely real, and disappear before breakfast. Even the person who dreamed them rarely remembers enough to return. Maybe that's the strangest thing about being human. The most extraordinary places we'll ever experience have always been the ones we were never allowed to keep. Until now. Here's the thing. This isn't as crazy as it sounds. Right now, scientists can already pull rough images out of a sleeping brain, an fMRI scan here, an EEG reading there, enough to get a blurry sense of what someone's actually seeing in their head. And somewhere else entirely, AI has gotten scary good at turning raw data into three-dimensional worlds you can actually walk through. Two completely different fields, neither one trying to solve the other's problem, but push both of them far enough, and they start answering the same question. What if a dream didn't have to end the moment you open your eyes? What if it was somewhere you could actually go? They call it the Dream Atlas. Picture a circular gateway about 4 meters across, crafted from smooth, pearl-white metal. Hundreds of thin crystal panels float around its rim, constantly shifting like pieces of living glass finding new patterns. At its center rests a perfectly still surface of silver blue light. There's no key, no buttons to press. Someone reaches out, and the surface ripples beneath her fingertips like still water finally disturbed. She steps through. On the other side isn't a simulation or a projection. It's a real place, built from a dream that once existed only inside a sleeping mind, now solid enough to walk through instead of waking up from. Step through the Dream Atlas, and the first thing you notice isn't the impossible sky. It's how ordinary everyone acts beneath it. A marketplace stretches across drifting clouds that have settled into place like solid ground. Vendors arrange glowing fruit beneath awnings woven from soft light. Overhead, rivers of color drift through the sky, bending around buildings as naturally as water flowing through a city. A little girl sits on her father's shoulders, laughing as she reaches toward one of the glowing currents. Her fingers miss it every time, but she refuses to stop trying. Somebody dreamed this market during a perfectly ordinary night. Now strangers from every continent spend their vacations here. Across the city, thousands of people gather in front of an enormous public display suspended above Dream Atlas Square. Every morning, this is where the new dreams drop. Families clutch coffee cups. Backpackers adjust their cameras. Tour guides raise colored flags as groups gather around them. Children squeeze between adults, hoping today's destination will be something with dragons, floating islands, or endless candy forests. The screen flickers. A brand new dream has just opened. Nobody asks who dreamed it. Everyone just wants to be among the first to step inside. Gasps ripple through the crowd before excited conversations erupt all at once. Weekend plans change instantly. Ticket counters fill. Travel agents begin rerouting today's tours before the cheering has even faded. In this world, discovering a new dream feels less like reading the news and more like hearing an entirely new country has appeared overnight. Not far away, an open tram glides quietly into a valley that seems to reshape itself with every passing minute. Mountains bend into impossible curves before settling again. Above them, enormous whales drift peacefully through the sky, moving with the slow grace of creatures swimming through an invisible ocean. Beneath them, glowing birds weave gentle circles through their shadows. Nobody on board reaches for a camera. They simply watch. A whale turns overhead, its shadow rolling silently across every face on the tram. For one long moment, an entire carriage of strangers forgets to speak. In a quiet travel studio across town, today's newest dreams float above a polished table as glowing miniature landscapes. A family leans in. The parents hesitate. Their son already knows. His sister completely disagrees. Their son votes for the floating forest. His sister refuses to leave the city made entirely of starlight. The consultant smiles. She has watched this same conversation happen dozens of times today. Choosing a vacation no longer means comparing beaches or hotels. It means deciding which impossible world your family wants to remember for the rest of your lives. The father laughs. Let's save the stars for next summer. The consultant taps the floating forest. Tomorrow, they'll be walking through it. On one shoreline, waves never arrive. They leave. Water rises gently away from the sand, climbing into the sky before dissolving into glowing clouds overhead. A newly married couple walks barefoot along the quiet beach, saying almost nothing. They don't need to. Each wave carries another piece of the ocean upward until the evening sky becomes brighter with every passing minute. He stops. She looks up. For a while, neither of them watches the sea anymore. They're watching where it chooses to go. As dusk settles over another dream, a group of friends spreads a blanket across a quiet meadow. Nothing seems unusual at first, until someone notices the grass beginning to glow. Tiny stars slowly appear beneath every blade, scattered through the earth instead of the sky. They shimmer softly under the field, like an entire galaxy resting just below the surface. One friend lies back instinctively, then laughs. Everyone else is staring down instead of up. Conversations fade into comfortable silence as the ground itself becomes the night's greatest view. Some places change the way you look at the world. This one changes the direction you look. Far beyond the busiest dream destinations lies a forest almost nobody visits in a hurry. Every tree carries a quiet pulse of living light beneath its bark. In a small clearing, a violinist lifts her bow. The first note drifts into the air. The nearest tree answers. Soft rings of light ripple outward through its trunk before passing from tree to tree, spreading across the entire forest like music becoming visible. She plays another note. Thousands of glowing branches respond together. The melody no longer belongs to the violin alone. The whole forest has joined the performance. Visitors stand quietly around the clearing, not because anyone asked them to, but because it feels impossible to interrupt a conversation between music and a living world. The final note disappears. The violin falls silent. But the forest doesn't. Waves of light continue racing through the trees long after the music has ended, climbing from trunk to trunk until the entire valley glows beneath the night sky. Nobody moves, nobody speaks. For one impossible moment, it feels less like a performance and more like the dream itself is thanking everyone for coming. Every morning now, a new dream opens somewhere in the world, a place that used to belong to exactly one sleeping mind for exactly one night before disappearing without a trace by sunrise. Now it stands. Now it waits. Now anyone can walk barefoot through it, sit under its sky, listen to it answer back, and actually carry it with them for the rest of their lives. Somewhere tonight, somebody closes their eyes and starts dreaming a place nobody has ever stood in. Tomorrow morning, the doors open.